it's Leah with a Y, and welcome back to my channel. So in a previous video I talked about what it was like being blind and going through the education system. And I briefly talked about college in that video, and I said I would make a video explaining what that college journey would look like. And so I thought that why not do it today? Why not make a video explaining it in as much detail as I possibly can without making the video too long. So 3 things I'm going to hit on. What that journey is going to look like, meaning am I going to be in person? Am I going to be doing hybrid? Am I going to be virtual, online, etc.? And what resources, as a person like myself who has a disability, what resources do I need to get? What resources did I use to kind of make my college experience smooth sailing? Where do I go to find disability resources? Where do I go to find assistive technology? So I'll be telling you stuff like that in this video. So if that's something that you all are interested in, stay tuned. My college journey will look like pretty much everybody else's college journey in 2020 and 2021. I will be going to college online. It'll be virtual. Some of my classes will be Zoom classes, I think, and then some of them will be like a self-paced type of deal where it's just solely online. There's no instructor, you just read, and then if you have any questions, you send your teacher an email. I believe that's how it's set up, but I know that it'll be online. That's how that'll look. I will be using a computer with a screen reader on it. I have other pieces of assistive technology as well that I'll be using, to kind of help me navigate the school's website, any other platforms that the school uses to, send or receive work or do work, etc., that kind of thing. So that's what that will entail. I'm going to college for free, and I am, so I'm not paying for anything. And how does this happen? If you are a person with a disability, there is something called vocational rehabilitation services. And basically the goal of this particular program is to help people who work, they help them get a job, and they help them, go to school if they want to go to school. But the ultimate goal is to help them become productive members of society. They're responsible for giving you all of your assistive technology. They pay for all of that stuff. They pay for your college tuition. They'll pay for your housing and everything like that. The catch is you have to be going to a public 2-year or 4-year college or university. If you decide to go private, then there's really not much that they can do for you. You'd have to take out your own loans and pay for your tuition. And I'm not sure if they would still help you get your assistive technology and all that kind of stuff, because I have not done it that route. But I do know that the goal of them paying for your college tuition is so that you can graduate debt free. But there are a lot of stipulations and requirements that you have to meet in order for you to continue to get that type of help. So like you have to have, I know for my specific, for VRB where I am, you have to have a 2.5 GPA average. If you don't have that, then your services could be terminated because you don't, because you're not meeting the minimum requirements. So you also have to make sure you stay in contact with your counselor, letting them know what your needs are, if your needs are changing, if you are going to drop out, whatever it is. The way you get these services, you have to go and you have to apply. So look up vocational rehabilitation services for your state. Go to Google. You can look it up for your specific state, figure out what they require of you, what they need, figure out how to get in contact with proper people so that you can talk to somebody who works there, and just figure out the application process and go from there. It will take a little bit of while. It'll take a while because it is a state-run type of thing, and usually anything run by the state always takes a long time. Be sure that you're patient and be sure that you're getting your paperwork in on time, because sometimes I'm a procrastinator and it takes me a minute. But also make sure that you are documenting everything that you do. Make sure that you write down every conversation that you have. Make sure if need be you send follow-up emails just letting people know what you discussed, so that way it can be documented and it's not a he say she say thing, which is something I need to do because child, Okay, next thing. What pieces of assistive technology will I be using? So I kind of touched on this already. I'll be using a screen reader. I'll be using, you know, a computer. They will provide me with a computer that has that on there already, because that's what they do. They'll also provide me with a braille display or a braille note, whatever you want to call it. That'll be something that I use to convert things into braille if I don't want to have somebody read it to me, or if I don't want to, you know, use my screen reader to do so. I'll put it in, I'll connect it to my computer or whatever, and I'll use it that way. I'll also be using my iPad. All Apple products are accessible. Apple has been killing the accessibility game for like 15, 20 years now, almost. Like 15, 16 years. So I'll always use Apple products. Until Android can do better with their accessibility features, that's what I'll be using. So I'll be using my iPad as well when I can, or when at all possible. I'll be using that. I'll also be using any assistive technology that's provided to me by the school. So if they have any type of computers that they want me to use or that they feel would be beneficial to me, I'll be using those. Other things that I'll be using or taking advantage of, I also get other accommodations, and you have to apply for those. Pizza Party accommodations, they have to allow you to have enough time to take your test or do your projects. I'm only going to use it when it is relevant, like when I know I actually need it, not to just like fuck around and fuck off and like not do work, but only when I need it. So I'll be using that. I'll also be using, if I were to ever go on campus, I would ask them, you know, if they could sit me in a room by myself where I could take my tests and things like that. I wouldn't probably need that necessarily, but sometimes it does help you with concentration when you are able to do that, when you're able to be isolated and kind of take your test by yourself. As far as my accommodations go, you know, I already said I'll be using a screen reader and everything like that. Now, other accommodations that they do offer a scribe, which is somebody who writes your notes for you. I won't use that because I don't have any issues writing my notes. Like that's not a deal breaker for me. That's not, you know, that's nothing new. I think I'll also be using like ebooks and audiobooks, any type of course material that can be found online. I'll be using that as well. But yeah, those are the only ones accommodations that I can think of right now. So where do you go to get all the support and the services that you need for college, just for college only? Where do you go to get that? Is there a form that you're supposed to fill out? Do you put that in your plan for school for all your teachers to know? How does this work? So every college has a division called disability services. They may not call it that, but that's essentially what it is. And basically their job is to make sure that any type of accommodations you would need as a person with a disability, be it blind, deaf, a learning disability, a physical disability, a mental disability, whatever your disability is, their job is to make sure that that they can get you the proper accommodations that you would need so that your college experience can be as smooth as possible. So you can have the same college experience as anybody else who does not have a disability. So these services are not services that are given to you. These services are services that you have to apply for. This is probably the most important part of this entire video. Before I go on, if you made it this far in this video, please be sure to like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel as well. I did gain a few subscribers, so thank you to everybody who did subscribe. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment under this video if you have any tips for students that are just entering college, or you know, if you're a blind person and you went to college, what are some of your tips or college hacks that you have that you want to share? All right, so like I said, these are services that you have to apply for. These are not things that are just automatically given to you. When you were in grade school and your education was like free and paid for with taxpayers' dollars or whatever, which essentially it still kind of is. It still is, but this is a little bit different. When you did your IEP meetings and you had an IEP or whatever, an individualized education plan, they wrote your accommodations in that plan. They told your teachers what you needed and your teachers had to provide it. The school had to make sure that you had those accommodations. This is not the same thing in college. We're not going to sit down with all our teachers and have an individualized meeting with them, letting them know what your needs are. That's not going to happen. There is a special department designated in your college for this specific thing. And you'll meet with people within that department to kind of sit down and discuss whatever past accommodations you've had, and if those worked for you, and whatever accommodations you're going to need. Then they will let you know what accommodations they can provide, and you'll go from there. But you have to apply for this in order for you to receive it. When you apply for it, you have to make sure that you present documentation of your disability, because if not, they won't just give it to you because off the strength of you saying I'm blind. You'll also probably have to fill out some paperwork explaining the very thing I just mentioned, what accommodations you've had in the past, what accommodations you feel like you will need right now. And based off of the classes that you have for that semester, they'll give you the accommodations that they feel or that you all discuss that might be more beneficial to you. So, and you also have to make sure that you're being your own advocate and letting them know what's working for you and what's not working. Letting them know if you feel like you're going to need more accommodations. You have to let them know. Making sure you talk to your teachers as well, letting them know what works for you and what's not, what won't work for you. Also, not being afraid, because you're going to meet, your teachers are probably going to be very much afraid because it's something new to them, it's uncharted territory. But you being a student with a disability, or you knowing someone who had a disability and has done this before, like, you have to be the brave one in the group. Because if not, then you're not going to make any type of like progress. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be the one to be willing to say like, hey, if you keep the communication lines open and you ask, you know what I'm saying, and you just ask me whatever questions you have, and I'm making sure that I'm coming to you, letting you know what's working for me and what's not working for me, and asking questions for myself, then we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be willing to be the one to start the conversation and letting everybody know that there is not a reason to be scared, especially if you've been doing this for a while, like I have. For most of you, you might be the guinea pig. You might be the first disabled student that a teacher has had. And so for you, it might, you know, you're going to have to you'll find yourself speaking up a lot. That's basically what my college journey will look like. Now, my college journey is not the same as everybody else. My college journey is not the same as everybody else. My college journey is tailored specifically to me. My college journey is what require the things that I need for it to have. So whatever, like if you're a parent and you know you have a student with a child with a disability who's going to college, be sure you all watch this video, and hopefully I was able to, you know, kind of let you know of basically what you can do. And hopefully this video was a good informational resource. But remember, my college journey is not going to be the same as your child's journey, because everybody's needs are different. So hopefully this video was educational, it was informative. I think I will vlog my college, not necessarily vlog it. I'll try to vlog it, but I'm not gonna make any promises. But I will do more videos like this if that is something that you all want to see. I don't mind doing this type of thing. I think it's an interesting thing to see a person with a disability going through college and what that looks like. So like this video, comment under this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, if you are new here. And I will see you all in the next video.